Okay, so in this diagram, we are having firewall, then we are having the end user. So you can see here software owner and end users are sharing the data with the infrastructure as a service vendors, and they are having their own structure as an infrastructure as a service, in which we are having some firewalls, we are having load balancer. Then for the computing, we are having the machines and virtual storage is present there. So whole concept is based on the virtualization only. Then we are having benefits of it, like infrastructure as a service allows the cloud provider to freely locate the infrastructure over the internet in a cost effective manner. Some of the key benefits of infrastructure as a service are full control of computing resources through administrative access to virtual machines. So what it is, full control over the computing resources through administrative access to VMs means it allows the consumer to access computing resources through administrative access to virtual machine in the following manner. Consumer issues administrative command to cloud provider to run the virtual machines to save data onto the cloud server. So one can use the data, one can save their data onto the cloud server, and administrative command to virtual machines they owned to start web server or installing new applications. So which type of services it is providing is, one can use their virtual memory, one can use their virtual data, and one can save their data onto the cloud server. And the second thing is, what is the administrative command is, that a command is allowing the virtual machine uh, to install new application, to install new softwares into their machines by using the infrastructure as a service. Second benefit is flexible and efficient renting of computer hardware. As I said before some time that it is on the basis of pay per use. So it is flexible and efficient renting, like infrastructure as a service resources such as virtual machines, storages, bandwidth, IP addresses, monitoring services, firewalls, etc. So this much services the infrastructure as a service is providing to the user, and all are made available to consumers on rent. The consumers has to pay based on the length of time the consumer retains a resource. So very simple concept it is there, how much time, for how much time you are going to use that service, on the basis of that one has to pay for the same. Also, with the administrative access to virtual machines, the consumer can also run any software, even a custom operating system. As we are going for virtualization, so it contains only the virtual servers, it contains virtual operating systems, and different softwares are there. So user can use that, user can download the applications, user can install the applications, user can save a large amount of data onto the cloud, user can use various applications, various resources from the infrastructure as a service. And the thing is, they have to uh, pay for the things which they have used, and for how much time they have used. On the basis of that, user has to pay the money to the cloud service providers. Third one is portability, interoperability with legacy applications. So it is possible to maintain legacy between applications and workloads between uh, infrastructure as a service clouds. For example, network applications such as web servers, email server that normally runs on consumer owned server hardware can also run from virtual machines in infrastructure as a service cloud. Means one can use their own hardware, one can use their own machines, but that services are also offered by cloud service provider under infrastructure as a service. So the thing is, the services provided by infrastructure as a service are flexible in manner, interoperable in manner, which are having their own protocols, which are having their own rules, and by using that rules, by using that restrictions, one can divert their application from their machines to virtual machines, from virtual machines to their machines, and one can normally run their hardwares and softwares by using their own machines or by using the virtual machine provided by infrastructure as a service. Along with this, there are some issues in infrastructure as a service. So it shares issues with platform as a service and software as a service, such as network dependence and browser based risks. It also has some specific issues associated with it. These issues are mentioned in the following diagram. So we are having one diagram. It is having infrastructure is having some issues which we can say can be shared with the platform as a service and the software as a service. But independently, infrastructure as a service are having some issues like compatibility with legal security vulnerabilities, virtual machines for data erase practices, robustness of VM level isolation. We will see one by one. Like compatibility with legacy security vulnerabilities means because infrastructure as a service offers the consumer to run legacy softwares in providers infrastructure, therefore it exposes consumers to all the security vulnerabilities of such legacy software. Means we are having the softwares which are legal or which are original, not pirated, and we are providing that softwares by using virtual machines to the customers, and customer is going to download it, customer is going to use it. So we cannot say that security is maintained for these legacy softwares, as number of users are there for the cloud, number of users are there for the number of users are there for the virtual machines. So we cannot say that legacy software's privacy or legacy software's security is maintained with this infrastructure as a service. Then virtual machines sprawl. The virtual machine can become out of date with respect to security updates because infrastructure as a service allows the consumer to update or to operate the virtual machines in running, suspended and off state. However, the providers can automatically update such as virtual machines, but this mechanism is hard and complex. The thing is, as we are providing access of virtual machines to any of the user to use their infrastructure, then it might possible that it might possible that it may automatically update their virtual machines, or it might automatically update their uh, softwares and hardwares they are using. So the sprawl may happen, sprawl in the sense some fraud may happen there, and we cannot restrict that by using this infrastructure as a service. Third one is robustness of VM level isolation. So infrastructure as a service offers an isolated environment to individual consumers through hypervisor. Before this also we have seen the concept of hypervisor. It is basically used in infrastructure as a service. Then hypervisor is a software layer that includes hardware support for virtualization to split physical computer into multiple virtual machine. So the issue is by using hypervisor we are separating, we are making or we are splitting a physical computer into multiple virtual machines, and it offers a isolated environment to individual consumers through hypervisor. So hypervisor should be strong, or hypervisor should be capable of providing the services requested from the customers at the same time. Means as number of customers are using it, then one has to break the one physical machine into many virtual machines. So by using all these concepts, or by considering all these concepts, we can say that the issue is hypervisor should be strong, or hypervisor should be robust, so that it can provide the maximum services to the users. Then the fourth is data erase practices. The consumer uses virtual machines that in turns uses the common disk resources provided by the cloud providers. When the consumer releases the resource, the cloud provider must ensure that next consumer to rent the resource does not observe data return residue from previous consumer. So the issue is in data erase practices is, uh, suppose one customer X is going to use some hardware, customer X is going to use some resources provided by infrastructure as a service. And by using that resources or by using that software, by using that hardware, consumer X is going to generate some data. And if he fails to erase that data, that data might be seen by consumer X, consumer Y, who is going to use same resources after some time. After some time of X means when X releases all the resources, when X releases all the hardware and software used by him, then Y is going to use that resources, that hardware, that software. And suppose one person Y needs some same resources, and if the data generated by X is not erased by X, then that data must be seen by the consumer Y. So we cannot say that consumer Y can use that data properly or securely. He can use that data for any fraud also. He can use that data for uh, any sprawl also. So we cannot say anything about this. So the thing is, with infrastructure as a service, as virtualization is going on, as multiple users are using the same resources one by one, then one has to take care of that data. Then after using their resources, after releasing or while releasing the resources, while releasing the hardware and software to the infrastructure as a service, one has to erase their data properly from the system. So these are some issues related to infrastructure as a service. There are some characteristics of infrastructure as a service. So first one is virtual machines with pre-installed softwares, virtual machines with pre-installed operating systems such as Windows, Linux, Solaris, on-demand availability of resources. It allows to store copies of particular data in different locations. The computing resources can be easily scaled up and down. So very simple characteristics are there. We will see one by one. Like these are pre-installed softwares because we are treating one machine as a multiple machine. So in infrastructure as a service, it is already installed one. Then various operating systems are there. You can go or you can use which operating system you want to use, and what type of work you want to do. On the basis of that, you have to choose the operating systems. Then on demand availability of resources are there. One has to pay for that. One has to pay for their uses to the system. Then as virtualization is there, we are having different operating systems on one machine, different storages on one machine, so we can store our uh, copy of data on different locations also. And last one is the resources can be easily scaled up and down, like whatever the applications you are having, whatever the work you have to perform onto that cloud. So on the basis of that, you can easily take more resources, or you can easily remove your resources from the system. So these are some characteristics of infrastructure as a service. So this is the whole about infrastructure as a service. Thank you.